students themselves have been involved in the baseball team here. Who? Dylan Ewer. He worked for the team. Now he works for MajorLeagueBaseball.com. Amelia, where's Amelia? She soon will tell her story, but if you look on Facebook this morning about her story, working for the Red Wings, great photographer, wonderful job. NTID is proud of our partnership with the Rochester Red Wings and the Rochester community. We thank you for continuing to include the deaf community. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent and CEO of RSD, Tony. Tony?
Are we ready for spring? Really, baseball and spring go hand in hand. So let's get there. It's springtime right around the corner. We're all tired of a long winter. And secondly, you know that baseball was the second sport that I learned. First was, of course, hockey. Quite apparent, I'm a Canadian, so hockey is in my blood. However, in the 1970s, my family moved to Boston. And that was my first exposure to baseball. And of course, the Boston Red Sox. We lived 2 blocks from Fenway Park. And that was my first exposure to the game of baseball. But, you know, Rochester School for the Deaf has a long history with baseball. RSD was founded in 1876. 1 year later, 1877, we had a baseball team here in Rochester, and we've had a team since then. So we've had a long list of players and the team being here in this area. And I'm a baseball guy. I enjoy watching baseball. One painful moment I can share with you was in 1978. Bucky Dent, if you remember, the New York Yankees. They hurt us. I'm still suffering from that time when he hit that home run. But anyway, that's not important. We look forward to, you know, this being part of our history here with the Rochester Red Wings and partnering with RIT and NTID. It's a very exciting team, very exciting for us. And I'm sure that many RSD family and students look forward to going on April 28th. So, I also want to congratulate the Red Wings and look forward to this event coming forward. And I hope that it's a beautiful sunny day. You know how Rochester weather is. You know, so, anyway, thank you all. Thank you.
By Amelia, we're from Texas, Austin. Come out and share her story. Amelia?
Thank you so much, President Buckley. I'm so happy to be here, but I really have to say that I am more comfortable behind the camera and not in front of it, so I'm a little bit nervous right now. This last summer I worked for the Red Wings, and Rochester is such a great community. The team has helped me, and I really feel so excited to see where my career is going to be going, but I will never forget the experience that I had with the Red Wings. Thank you so much.
Back to introduce Dan again, but the script is not following. So Dan is the general manager of the Red Wings, and he has an exciting Dan.
Thank you, Jerry. And Tony, I may add, we have something in common. Anytime the Yankees win is a painful day for me. Thank you very much, Jerry. We're very proud to partner with NTID and the Rochester School for our Deaf Culture Day here on Sunday, April 28th at Frontier Field when we host the Pawtucket Red Sox. We did that on purpose just for you at 1:05 p.m. We look forward to hosting many deaf members of the Rochester community as well as their families while educating all fans about deaf culture. Students, faculty, and staff here at NTID, RIT, and the Rochester School for the Deaf, as well as their families, can get $2 off their tickets at redwingsbaseball.com using a promo code which will be supplied to them. We'll have interpreters throughout the ballpark at both ticket offices, at the concession stands, and in the seating bowl. Portions of the game will be captioned on our video board for the first time ever, thanks to our friends here at NTID. We'll welcome back the only superhero in the history of Frontier Field. Ogden Whitehead, a former NTID employee and a former Red Wings employee, will reprise his role as Recycle Man and lead the crowd in some of the cheers that made him famous in the late 90s at Frontier Field and in the early 2000s. We can't wait to have Ogden back in town for the game on the 28th. There will be a silent inning where there'll be no public address announcements and no music played, so that other fans can know what it's like for members of the deaf community to come to a baseball game at Frontier Field. And finally, the Wings will be wearing these American Sign Language inspired caps and jerseys. And I'd like to ask, well, I guess I'll do it. Here we go. So as you can see, the cap will feature an R, and the jerseys will have Red Wings spelled out in American Sign Language. These game-worn jerseys will also be signed by the players, as well as the hats also will be signed by the players. And fans will be able to purchase these on the LiveSource app. And all the proceeds are going to benefit NTID and the Rochester School for the Deaf. The team store will also have these caps and t-shirts available that day on April 28th. But beginning right now, fans can pre-order this merchandise at redwingsbaseball.com. So once again, on behalf of Naomi Silver, our entire staff, Spikes, and Richie, we look forward to hosting our Deaf Culture Day on Sunday, April 28th, along with all of our friends at NTID and the Rochester School for the Deaf and RIT. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank members of our steering committee for really helping us make this as special a day as we possibly could. So I'd like to thank John Panera, who Jerry touched on. His father, Bob Panera, was literally one of our greatest fans we've ever had. Bob inspired all of us at Frontier Field, and we got to know him so well over the years. And he was just one of those kind of fans that would make you smile, whether we won or lost. And he really, he was kind of upset when we lost, now that I think about it, though. But just an amazing person. And anytime you get put on a stamp by the United States Postal Service, you know you're a big deal, right? And Bob really was a huge deal, but he loved baseball and he loved the Red Wings, and we're so happy that John could help us out on this event on April 28th. And I would also like to thank John for helping me learn sign language. So if I screwed up, blame John. I'd also like to thank Frank Krupenbacher from the Rochester School for the Deaf for all of his insight, and we look forward to visiting the students over there on Thursday afternoon as well. So Frank, thank you very much for all you did to help us out. And also Skip Flanagan. Skip, thank you so much for all your help. And I would like to congratulate you for having a phenomenal career at RIT, despite having Rob Groh as your head coach. And I only say that because Rob is a really good friend of mine. He's an amazing coach. And I know he's very, very proud of you as a player, but even more importantly as a person. So thank you very much for all you've done. We really appreciate all their help, that's right. Also thanks to our friends at Interpretech for providing extra interpreters at the ballpark for our guests that day on April 28th. And the last thing I'll say today is go Wings.
Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. I understand, is there some food? There's also some food and social. Please take a moment to introduce yourself to Naomi and Dan and thank them for the support of the deaf community. We'll see you at the game. Have a great day. last, you can have a picture with 5.